Funding from the military's Port Royal Trust Fund is now being used to continue coral reef restoration in Kaneohe Bay. Turns out that sea urchins are the secret weapon to fish off destructive invasive seaweed. KITV4's Nana Okawa gets an inside look at the urchin's hatchery.
They start as these, grow to these little dots, get fed all this phytoplankton, and grow to this size. The entire process is done right in this hatchery. These native sea urchins are being used to fight invasive seaweed that's destroying the reef in Kaneohe Bay.
The algae was introduced in the 1970s, and it took about 15 or 20 years for us to start seeing a real problem in the bay.
First, this super sucker was built and used to suck up a lot of the bad seaweed. But environmentalists realized this was just a quick band-aid for a much bigger problem. So they employed a second punch, sea urchins.
We needed something else to follow up after the algae was removed. And that's when we'd been testing these sea urchins. These are just native to Hawaii. They're called the collector sea urchin.
Since 2011, about 2,000 to 5,000 of these are placed in the bay almost every other week. It's the only hatchery in the world producing these urchins for restoration purposes. A costly project, partly funded through an accident that destroyed massive amounts of coral on another part of the island. Back in 2009, the USS Port Royal ran aground off Honolulu International Airport. Now, $600,000 from the Port Royal Trust Fund is helping these waters.
If we have healthy corals, we've got lots of space in among the reef, which provides extra habitat for other fish and other organisms to grow.
The hope to keep the bay looking like this by removing enough invasive seaweed and replacing it with native urchins, and eventually these native seaweeds to promote a healthy ecosystem. Nana Okawa, KITV4 News.
What an innovative idea there, and that project is expected to be ongoing for the next few years. There are also invasive seaweeds off Waikiki that project leaders are also looking into.